Jiu-Jitsu or Brazilian?
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
See, I got a black belt in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu from Ronald Duncan. You heard of him? Google Ronald Duncan.
And he came into my school. He said he's from New York. He was an older gentleman. He was probably 70 or 65 at the time. This is about 10 years ago. And he sat on our mats and he watched for a while. And
Shaolin. Because the story was a monk left the temple and whatever.
Oh, that was him?
Yeah, he was the one. He was a traitor.
Ah.
So Bak Mei was the traitor.
Why did...
Wing Chun.
Okay.
So most Wing Chun people fight square shoulder, right? So everything's in the center line. So use my zipper as the center line. And if you're really big, that's okay. But I'm not a big guy. So we fight at an angle. So my guard would be here. Now this is for classroom. I'm not going to stand in a fight like this. My Wing Chun's going to look like that. It's going to look like a boxer, but we'll do the classroom version. But you notice my center's facing off there. So you're a big guy. So if you throw a punch at me, any punch, it doesn't matter. I'm moving away over here. If you throw your lead arm, see, I'm moving away from that hand. If you throw a straight punch with your lead hand, see, I'm moving away from you. So I'm away from that hand. But if I stayed square and you punched, and I block, throw another punch, keep throwing punches, one of them is eventually going to get me if I stay square. So that's why we fight at an angle. So it's a little different than the popular Wing Chun. We also don't punch with the fist this way. It's at an angle because it fits here. So if I hit you, it fits the rib cage. It fits under your jaw. It fits this bone here. So we do diagonal fists as opposed to vertical fists. So basically our theory is if you get into a fighting stance, so I'm going to move away from you here, see? I'm moving away from that hand. So I want to try to fight you parallel leg. So your left leg's in front, my right leg is in front. Most fighters fight cross leg. So if you get into a right front stance, say if you're right-handed?
Good question.
Do you fight right-handed? So right-handed would be orthodox. So right-handed fighters usually lead with the left, and this is their power hand. Southpaws lead with the right. Right-handed fighters, orthodox fighters, sometimes have trouble with southpaws. So if we're both right-handed, this is the traditional way of fighting. But if you notice this, look, I'm in line with that punch. I'm in line with that punch. See this? Now leave that punch right there. I'm not going to really move back. I'm just going to change my perspective. See? I'm a little further away from that hand. So if you're in this stance, I want to fight parallel leg so I can move away from you, right? I can get away from you. If you change your stance, I'm changing my stance. Okay, so that's a little different theory than most Wing Chun styles. We don't sit on the rear leg, we're 50-50. We move on the balls of our feet. So if I step in to do something on the ball of my feet, if the situation changes, I can move away. If I land on my heel and you attack me,
you can push off.
Yeah. So there's a few different theories between all Wing Chun's good. I'm not knocking anybody's Wing Chun. You know,
but
like
Wing Chun, they say move from the heel.
A lot of them. Well, a lot of Wing Chun people drag their foot. It's like driving the car with the emergency brake on. So we don't drag our feet. We pick up our feet. So it's a few differences. We don't fight square on. We're what we call pinsan, side body. So basically, we're 50-50. So I step forward, I step back, and I'm using the ball of my feet because the fight is dynamic. I may want to step in and something happens. If I'm on the ball of my foot, I can push away. Say I come to punch you and you pull out a razor blade. I want to move away, you know? If I land on my heel, I can't move as, I can't move as well. And we don't drag the feet. Like you see a lot of, I used to learn this, drag the foot. And that's like driving the car with your brake on. I don't do 60-40, 70-30, it's 50-50. Most fighters do 50-50. When I see a fighter fighting like that, maybe I'll change if he's successful. But right now, I'm gonna do 50-50. Okay? Okay, the guard, I think I said this before, we do the guard for classroom. You never want to do this in a street fight, get into a kung fu stance. Where I'm coming from, you do that, oh, I'm going to go pop my trunk and pull out something for you, right? So
Because why? You fear them more?
No, well, you see, it's also like, it's intimidating. And plus, if you get into a fight and you beat somebody up and some witnesses are around, he knows martial arts. In some states, you can get in trouble. But if I make him think it's a street fight, so when I do my Wing Chun, if I was getting in a street fight, it would be like this. And then I would go into the Wing Chun. But I'm not going to do a stance like that. Whenever you see me do these stances, it's just for classroom.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think that if there was no law, would it be beneficial? Is there a benefit?
I still wouldn't want to do that because I give you a weapon. I'll give you an example. In New York City, a lot of people carry razor blades in their mouth, inside the jaw, and they can go spit it out and slash you.
Wow.
So if I hold my hands out, you're going to get slashed. I got a video of a guy demonstrating that I can show you.
Huh.
It's something they learned in jail. So they put the razor blade between their fingers. As a matter of fact, sometimes you get into a fight and a guy, while he's fighting you, he'll call out numbers. He'll say 15, 10. That's how many stitches you're going to get when he cuts you. Wow. So I don't want to hold my hand out like this. This is just classroom or for show. Okay?
I got
Good.
a question for you guys.
Sure.
So inevitably, I think people are going to ask about Chi Sao. What is your take on kind of Chi Sao? Do you teach a lot of that kind of sensitivity drill, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Chi Sao is is it camera on?
Yeah, a camera's rolling.
Oh,
yeah.
well, Chi Sao is an exercise. Throw a round punch at my head, round punch.
Like this type of.
But push through, like you're
Okay,
gonna.
sure.
See? So what that does? So look, you push through. I let it go over. So how do I know when to do that? It's from doing Chi Sao. This is only a drill. It's like, it's to teach me. Look, I'll give you a good example.
Okay.
Even if you don't know Chi Sao, push my hand to your right. I let it go. Push my hand down. I let it go. Push my hand to your right with this hand. I let it go. So it teaches you how to deal with force. The problem with Chi Sao is people get really good at Chi Sao. People can do Chi Sao and do fancy techniques, right? And they can't fight to save their butts. It's like, I'm good at doing push-ups.
Right.
Now let's fight. So I'm good at doing Chi Sao patty cake. Let's fight. No, it's a training method to an end. So whenever
It's a good drill.
it's a good, it teaches reflex. But what it also does is it makes you able to use left and right brain independently. So even if you don't know the positions, if we're doing Chi Sao,
So we're standing.
no, you can
Okay.
you can stand this way. It doesn't matter. But the thing is, just roll. Just do a little bit of a roll. Now, it's forearms in Chi Sao. It's forearms only. So we're rolling. So what's happening is, see how you got on top and I took it on top. See, so I go on top. See, so whatever it is. But what's happening is, while I'm using this hand, I'm using the right hemisphere of my brain. This hand, I have to use the left hemisphere. So I'm actually learning how to do both hands.
Wow.
So when you're doing Silam Tao, if you ever notice in Wing Chun first form, people put their fists here. You're only using let me say that again. You might have to edit that out. If you rest your fists here while I'm doing the form, I'm only focusing with the left hemisphere of my brain, because the left hemisphere controls the right side of the body. So when we do the form, we keep this fist at least.
It's almost like he wants to get on camera.
Yeah, you got a horn for Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're doing the form, you want to keep one fist off the body, at least 2 fingers off the body, which makes my right side of the brain, or my right hemisphere, focus on this hand. So while I'm doing the form, I'm actually focusing on this hand. If I just rest this hand here, I'm only using one hand independently. So Wing Chun teaches you how to use both sides of the brain independently, like a pianist playing 2 different rhythms. So Chi Sao helps you. You got to worry about this hand and that hand. This hand can do something, that hand's doing something else. So that's what Chi Sao helps you do.
So that's interesting. So in a practice kind of cross-lateral mobilization type of format, you'd of course do this, but of course in a real fight, you wouldn't translate this in a real fight, right? So this is literally more a cross-lateral exercise than anything.
Yes, it's a lot of people can't do this, or rub their head and pat the stomach, you know? So that's what Chi Sao helps you do.
But it does have a practical application in a range. Like, Jerry, can I just borrow you for a second? It does have a practical application if we're this close to each other, because now the guy who's really good at Wing Chun is probably going to win, right?
Well, wait a minute. In a practical
in this
application,
range,
if we this close together, I'm going to headbutt him.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
what-
gonna.
but
I'm not gonna
Wing Chun
chi sao him.
is,
I'm not gonna chi sao you.
headbutt
This is
would
a.
be a Wing Chun
I don't
technique,
even
right?
look at it that way. This is just a drill. Outside of the fight, I want to touch and go.
Right.
Outside of the fight, I'm not gonna.
But from what I've seen, most Wing Chun guys don't feel comfortable in that range. They're always trying to get to this range, right?
Oh, okay.
Am
Well,
I right or am I wrong? Not you, I'm saying in
that
general,
question.
because
That's a convoluted question. Let's see. So, close range. When people say close range, there's only one range. There's no long range, no close range. It's fighting range. So I think that's a misnomer. That's my personal opinion. There's no, if I can hit you, that's the range. The right range is the range where I can hit you. The range where I can hit you.
I've recently been playing a lot of push hands, which is a Tai Chi push hands. Have you heard of that before?
Yeah. Okay. So, Tai Chi push hands kind of use a little bit of a circle, right? Okay. So here's the thing with Wing Chun. If you don't know the form, the proper positioning,
I don't.
just do this. Just turn. See? So a lot of people do this. Let me show you something. They do this. We call that driving the bus. It really should be forward. So I've had friends of mine who did Tai Chi try to do push hands with me. Once they go here, I go forward. So it's contrary to the Wing Chun training. And it's good training. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that when you're doing Wing Chun and you're doing Chi Sao, watch. I'm pushing forward. See, I'm not doing this. And this is what a lot of people get into. They circle. The thing is, my opponent's here, my focus should be to his center of mass, not out there. So why would I go here? I'll give you a good example.
Right.
There's a position called a Tan Sao and a Bong Sao. So if I go over there, no, stay right where you are. If I go over here, bring this hand up and continue my energy there. See? So I'm going to show you something. So from here, I'm going to go over there. Bring this hand up and push me over there. Try that again.
Okay.
See? If I'm going there, you just assist me along, like Tai Chi or Aikido. It should be towards you. See?
Yes.
So that's the difference. Okay?